So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. And today we'll be diving into different projects and each of their utilities and how each of these utilities can actually benefit every investor who is actually interested in their ecosystem. So, with that, we have the first project here with us, Tron Guy, and we have Dee and Maurice here to present with us that project. So, would you guys like to put us through your project, the foundation and history behind your project?
Yeah, sure. So the let's say the history of Tron Guy is that we are founded by a group of Tron blockchain OGs, together with some Tron meme token project managers. We came together in the Tron ambassador group, and we decided it's time to ignite a new meme season on Tron blockchain. And we had a brainstorm session together, and the end result was that we found this really cool guy named Jay, who is actually a guy walking around in a Tron guy suit from the let's say 80s Disney movie, and he was a Web One meme, a real life meme. And as a team, we decided there's nothing better to reflect a meme token as the first real life Web One meme and bring it to Web Three. So that's why we decided to create Tron Guy based on the image of the actual real life Tron Guy Jay. And the first target of our team was to get out there in the Web3 environment through Twitter, through all the social media, and try to get the real Jay, the real Tron Guy, to notice us. And the good and the great news here is that he noticed us and he liked what we are doing, and he became part of our project as an advisor and as a team member. So with that, we are Tron Guy. We are the team who are bringing a Web One phenomenon into Web Three. And maybe D, you can add some more hyped words about Tron Guy than I can here.
Certainly. So I'll give people the spark notes. This was a guy who got famous in 2004 for being a fat guy in a spandex suit, and it started out in forums, in email. That's how word of mouth spread back in those days. And so he was building this costume from scratch himself. He posted all the photos of this being built, and then he wore it to a Comic Con slash DevCon located in Detroit. And when he arrived there, the talks had already spread online, and the general sentiment over it was a lot of people just making fun of him because that connection between real world and the internet hadn't yet been established. They were still calling it that thing, the internet. But when he arrived in person in full conviction in his homemade crafted Tron guy suit to this Comic Con, despite what the online talking was, sentiment was, it shifted internet culture of what it means to be a meme and how to bring in be authentically yourself. From there, it got even crazier. He ended up on Jimmy Kimmel 14 times. He was on Tosh Point. He made it to America's Got Talent, and he was interviewed by Wired magazine, Vice magazine, and was interviewed across vast numbers of radio talk shows all across America, and that is circa 2004. Here we are 20 years later, and we stumbled across this guy and his phenomenon and what he went through, and we believe it to be his web redemption, because back in the 2004, memes were not monetizable. And for someone to go out into public and spend all that time going on national public television and not getting compensated for that attention, uh, like they joked about, oh, South Park. He was on South Park. In South Park episode that he was featured in, they made fun of meme people because they made theoretical dollars, which really resonated with us in the crypto space. So we got together, formulated the team, and here we are bringing him from Web 1 to Web 3, and we've got some fun stuff planned. Thanks.
Interesting. I mean, you guys really have an interesting background and history. So now let's move down into the real ecosystem of Tron Guy. So investors here listening, how can they truly have a part in your ecosystem and benefit, what's the use case of being a part of your ecosystem?
Well, I would say, of course, you can just visit our website, tronguy.org, where you can find the links how you can invest in this token and how you can acquire this token. So, what we did is we did a soft launch of this token in order to build this movement from the ground. The intention is to slowly but steadily, in solid moves, bring Tron Guy back to relevance. And he's very much on board of this. He lost actually his Twitter account due to some technicalities. Elon Musk fucked him a little bit. And what we want to do is we have this guy who has a history of being a public figure, and he's eager to get back into the public. And we are convinced that with a guy who was famous 20 years ago, we can pull in some community members to crypto who have not been into crypto before, just because they know this guy, they like this guy, they support this guy. So we think Tron Guy as a movement is a nice movement to bring additional people into crypto who are not necessarily crypto people. So we are opening up the space for outsiders. And as this is a ground movement from the ground, we are now at a 1 million market cap with this project. We are very stable on this market cap. And we are convinced that once we get Tron Guy back in public, back in front of the cameras, this project has a big potential to blow up. So from that perspective, it's the exposure of the real live meme, which can bring a lot of value to this project and which can bring a lot of attention, a lot of investors, and with that, a lot of potential revenue gain for early investors. And I would say that's our value pitch for Tron Guy project.
Yeah, and now that you mentioned that, it's really an interesting, part of it to see that you guys intend bridging into real life. I mean, most of these projects they are just focused on crypto users only, but to see that you guys intend to, break that bridge is really, really interesting to know. And that makes me want to ask you this question because I saw something like that on your website about the djmerch.store. So
Mhm.
it mentions that you can use the your token to pay when you
Yeah.
purchase items from the store. So can you explain how that system works? And is it more like these DJ Match the store is part of your ecosystem, or is just like a partnership that you guys have with them?
Yeah, it's like a partnership. So as I mentioned, we are a group of people who have a long history in Tron and has a lot of interaction with Tron projects. So Store is an original Tron project which has spread their wings to the whole crypto community. And there is a plugin, a payment plugin in Store, which allows you to buy merchandise and you can pay with crypto. And this payment processor is also one of our partners with whom we are cooperating. And we were able to convince them to add the Tron Guy token into their payment system, which means if you hold Tron Guy tokens, you can actually go to this shop and buy a Tron Guy cap or a Tron Guy bag or a Tron Guy t-shirt and pay with Tron Guy tokens. So slowly but steadily, we want to expand the use cases of the Tron Guy token. And this is the first cool example, I would say, because there are not too many meme tokens which you can use to buy stuff for in real life. And through the partnership with Store, we are able to do that. And I think that's a cool achievement. And thank you for noticing that. That's really cool that it's being noticed.
Yeah, I mean that was really incredible for me to see that. And like you mentioned, there are not too many meme coins you see that is able to do that. I mean, even if you see a few that mentions that on their roadmap, sometimes they are not able to achieve it. But it's something you guys already have working out, and I must say that's really impressive. And seeing that on your white paper was really an interesting one for me to read through. So now this moves us to your seeing that you guys have been able to achieve some of these things, it makes me wonder how your tokenomics is built, what percent is allocated to marketing. So can you kindly walk us through your tokenomics of your project?
Yeah, so there are two key parts in the tokenomics. But first of all, I would say when we launched the tokens, we put a nice initial liquidity pair in the DEX, which we burned. So we burned the original liquidity pair to ensure that there is always a base floor value for this token and to bring, let's say, investor confidence there that we are not here for a quick win. We are here to boost this project to the sun. We are not looking for the moon; we are looking for the sun. But there are two features in our tokenomics which I want to call out. One is the marketing budget or the marketing wallet. So we have allocated 10% of the original supply into our marketing budget, and this is for two key areas. So one is to reserve tokens for when we are ready to go and chase for a central exchange listing. When you want to be listed on a central exchange, you need to have some tokens to send to this exchange in order to get the listing managed. So that's one of our key uh, basics for the marketing wallet. The other is for community engagement events like this one. So what we do is we plan to do a lot of AMAs, a lot of Twitter Spaces, and all these kind of engagements with potential communities. And in this case, we are allocating 15 million Tron Guy tokens to the community who's listening in here, and we will spread that to the community to get them connected with Tron Guy and to connect them with us. So that's the purpose of the marketing wallet: central exchange listings and community events. And then the second portion is the allocation to Jay, because when we founded this project, we said we were not sure that we could get him engaged. So we said, okay, let's allocate 1% of our token supply for Jay, so that whenever he finds us and whenever he sees that we are here, we can honor him by granting him 1% of the token supply. By the way, it's vested based on value of the market cap. But then the incredible thing happened very quickly, that he found us and he started to talk to us in real life, and he likes what we are doing, and our, let's say, our real life visions are aligned. Decentralization is one of his feats, and now we are looking for ways to increase the share which we want to give to Jay, because he's actually engaging and he's actually actively supporting the project. So that's the second, let's say, part of the tokenomics, which is used for something to support Jay and to honor his legacy. And for the rest, we did the stealth token launch with an initial liquidity pair where we have burned the initial liquidity, and the rest is now out in the open and partially locked in several liquidity pairs all around the Tron blockchain.
Nice that to say that you guys have these things planned out already. And it kind of creates this transparency between you and your community. So something else I wanted to ask that you haven't really mentioned, seeing the fact that you guys are already partnered with Store, are there any other organizations or projects maybe having same utility or striking utilities that you guys intend to do partnerships with, just to create a long-term benefits on each end?
Yeah, sure. So I think there are three other partnerships in ongoing or in preparation. And with the solid team we have, we are always looking for partnerships, cooperations, and all these kind of things. So there are two games where Tron Guy is being featured one way or the other. So one is the Chicken Wars. It's a game on Tron where Tron Guy will be a featured character in the game. So you will recognize his character. You can play with his character. The other is Unclaimed. It's another game on a BitTorrent blockchain where they gave Tron Guy some free sponsorship space. So you will see when you go into the lobby, you will see Tron Guy there, and you will recognize him there. And then we have several dexes on Tron, like Chicken Swap, Baby Turu Swap, JM Swap, where also there is some level of cooperation with the dexes to give more visibility to Tron Guy. But we are always on the lookout for areas where we can have these cooperations, because we are not a project that wants to compete. We are a project where the main purpose is to show Tron blockchain to the world, show Tron Guy to the world, and lift up the whole ecosystem. And you can only lift up the whole ecosystem if you are willing and you are eager to cooperate with whoever participates in that ecosystem. And I would say that's one of our key features as a project.
Nice. And this part of it you mentioned about being incorporated into a game makes me wonder why you guys don't have an NFT, especially even with the match ball that you guys are partnered with. I can see various, means if you guys had an NFT, it could actually serve as a very great benefit into each of those branches that you guys intend to incorporate Tron Guy into. So was there a reason or decision not to have an NFT in your project, or is it something you guys plan to have maybe far down the line?
Well, I would say our core message is we want to keep things simple. So what we see for projects very quickly a risk, especially for meme projects, that they feel they need to get utility, they need to do special stuff to expose them way much more. But as a core, we want to keep Tron Guy simple, so it's a meme token. But of course, through corporations, through partnerships, we want to get out there, and like the Degen merch store and the games, these are fantastic ways to get our token out there. But we don't want to, let's say, divert the attention from the token by having NFTs, by making our own game. We just want to be featured by others, by other partners in the ecosystem. Everybody has their own specialism, and our specialism is meme, and the meme is supported by the Tron Guy token. So we stick to the basics, which is the token and the cooperation with the other projects.
Nice. Thanks for, because something I noticed that most devs would do is overpromise and end up not delivering anything at all. So it's good to know you guys and keep things simple and keep working on those things that you guys see as your utility. Thereby makes you kind of expand more instead of being stagnant. So with this, let's see if we can get from the community. So I can see Bright Chris in his hand. So Bright Chris, you can ask a question, mate. Bright Chris, are you there? Bright Chris, are you there? You have been unmuted. You can ask your
Hello
question.
guys, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. While we're
Yeah,
waiting.
sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. I was having some technical issues. Yeah, thanks much time for the opportunity. So my question here is, according to what you said some minutes ago, it's clear to all that there are many utilities and features that are planned to implement in the future. So I want to know what have been or what's going to be the senior backup that assure that the going to be a smooth running of this plan here. I don't know whether you got my question.
It's very tough to hear your exact question because there's a lot of background noise, Chris.
Yeah, sorry about
Yeah,
that.
Chris.
Yeah, sorry about
Very loud.
that.
Yeah, let's try again.
Yeah, sorry about that. So my question was, according to what you said some minutes ago, it's clear to us that there are many utilities and features that are planned to implement in the future. So I want to know what have been or what's going to be the team member code that assures that they're going to be smooth running of these plans.
I'm not sure if I caught your question properly, but let,
Okay. Let me just try to rephrase the question. I think he's asking that you guys plan to have some certain things or utilities, mapped out in the future or maybe in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So he's asking that what exactly are the team, what strategy are the team pulling together and implementing to ensure the success of what you guys are planning to have for the longevity of the project.
yeah, so I would say we are focusing on two roads. So one road is to expand our cooperation with other projects, and through that cooperation, we can bring utilities like what we already mentioned before earlier in this call. But the other road, and this is our priority road right now, is to get Jay as the real life Tron guy out in the public space again and get him back on TV. So we have two main milestones which we are really working hard on. One is to get his Twitter account Tron guy back so that he can and not doesn't have to tweet from his personal name, but he can tweet from his Tron guy profile. The other, and this is the biggest goal we are trying to achieve, is get him back on national TV or national radio, because he was on Jimmy Kimmel, he was on national TV, he was on South Park, and I think once we achieve him getting back on national TV in the US, this project will explode, and that's the main purpose. So what we agreed with Jay is he will represent us wearing his Strong Guy suit, and he will go to crypto conferences at first in the US. He will go to events as Strong Guy, and let's say gospeling the gospel of Tron Guy project, and with that bringing more relevance back to him, move him from Web 1 to Web 3, and get more eyes on the project, and that will help us explode in
Here,
this arena.
there's also this is all they're all related, but another factor is this is a meme with a purpose. While he had his platform, he championed decentralization and net neutrality. So when he rose to fame and was on national public television, had millions of viewers, he chose to stand up for our internet rights. Now, Jay is also a software engineer. So he's a developer, and he's very willing to begin building things once our organization is large enough to support that. So it's very much an in process thing, building cooperations and getting to a point where we can really lean into Jay and the exposure he's able to bring us through various activities. We're also doing community outreach to make sure that we cultivate a fresh community, starts bringing people in to tell the story so people become familiar with it. And then also putting on our own AMAs and using the platform that we will have because of the amount of exposure. I mean, all you have to do is Google Tron guy, and the search engine optimization on him is outstanding. So we are going to have a platform where we're going to be able to build relationships and with other projects, and also be a platform for those people as well.
Yeah, yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I got to ask this question because some teams, or let me say, many teams, will just be like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that in the future, but later on, they will not be successful in doing that stuff. But based on what you guys have said so far, yes, I'm assured that you guys have a name back to back all these things up. So thanks a lot, guys, for the answer, and thanks, Shine, for the opportunity. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris, for your question. Thank you so much, Chris, for your question. What's happening? Telegram is just lagging me off. Sorry about that. So I was saying next time maybe Chris you try to be in a more quiet environment so we can be able to get your question. But very good question. Thank you so much. So I think that's all the question we'll be able to take. Although I had a question that came in from the community. I might just read that out. Let's see. So a question that came in is okay, how does Strong Guy engage with eight community members? And what role do they play in shaping the project's direction and development? I think this person is trying to know if the community has stays in whatever decision regarding, Tron Guy, or is solely based on the team.
No, well, here we can answer as well. So we have a Telegram channel, of course, called Tron Guy, where we have regular voice chats where team members like myself or Dee or Travis, who's also in this audience, or other people just join into the Telegram voice chat. We chatter away about the purpose and about the strategy of the project. And any team, any community member who is in the Telegram at the point of these chats, they are welcome to join and to voice their opinions and to help us with fresh ideas, which we can then incorporate. So we are very open and transparent to the community. We have this Telegram channel with voice chats where people are really welcome to join and to voice their opinions. And of course, besides that, very soon we will set up a weekly Twitter space where Jay himself will participate also to voice out his opinions, like just mentioned by Dee, about net neutrality and all this kind of stuff, where we also have an open platform. So it's growing. Telegram is there already. Twitter will be there very soon. And with that, we are really opening up to the community, and we are welcoming any input there.
All right. Thank you so much for answering that question. That was quite an very interesting question to ask because most team try to neglect the community and just try to make decisions, forgetting that the community is the strong foundation behind any projects, and they have a lot to say for any project. So thank you so much, Dee and Maurice. It was really a great time having you guys here. And before we move to the next project, is there any final words you like to, say? Maybe something we didn't touch throughout our discussion, or something. Just any last word you'd like to say.
I will give the last words to Dee. So Dee, please do the closing words for our project.
Absolutely. Hey, at first, I want to say thank you so much for inviting us to speak with everybody here. It's awesome to see inter-blockchain compatibility starting to form, and I think the future is interoperability. So this is very promising. All in all, like I'm very inspired by the team that's come together for this. They operate a bunch of different other businesses and still find the time to work on this day in and day out. And stay tuned for what Tron Guy has to come. I really think that we have a chance to have a PR angle with his stance on net neutrality, especially as we go through legislative turmoil here across the web, and it's just that's the nature of politics in the United States. So it's a chance for crypto to get a funny way to make a point in the public sphere. So appreciate you all taking time to listen to us, and tune in if you want to hear more or have any suggestions, comments, or concerns. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was really a great one having